This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store Forged Irish Stout. Delighted to be joined with Chris Billam Smith, the reigning defending champion, but in away territory this time, going to Selhurst Park. You're back in another massive fight, another big domestic fight in a stadium, as mentioned. You must be buzzing to get this, I suppose, get it on again.
Yeah, for sure. You know, big domestic fights are great. They're even better when there's a world title on the line. Even better for me when they're at a football stadium. So yeah, it's an honour for me to fight for a world title in another domestic fight at a football stadium. So I'm buzzing.
Obviously, just concluded the press conference. What did you make of the press conference out there with Riakporhe? It seemed like maybe, you know, I don't want to speak for you, but maybe some of the stuff was, I suppose, annoying you, I guess.
Not annoying. It just contradicts himself, and yeah, maybe I'm too much of a perfectionist. That, you know, you can't say one thing 1 minute and literally 1 minute later say the opposite. So I just pulled him on his shortcomings.
One thing that was mentioned at the presser, and it was also mentioned in the face-off, is him saying about the deterioration that you've had since you fought. Is this a confusing thing, considering you have been a world champion, had a defence, and he's coming back round to fight you?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get into to the ref's head or something this far out, and try and get into people to buy in that, you know, once he hits me once, that's it. The ref has to jump in and stop the fight to save me. But that's not the case. When you never see me out on my feet at all, I take away a lot of the sting of shots. And I always, if I get hit, I always walk. You know, Masterneck hit me, and I just walked him down straight away. And that's what broke his heart at the end of the day. Like, he maybe could have carried on, you know, with the rib. Like, in a world title fight that you're winning, you'd think you would. I would. But when you're hitting someone and then they walk you down and hit you back, that's a daunting task, and that's just what I do. But yeah, no, look, there's let him think I'm deteriorating. He'll be in for a shock.
You mentioned there about sort of hitting someone and then keep coming. You've obviously faced him before, but do you think, you know, what you pose to Riakporhe in terms of, you know, obviously got boxing ability, but the toughness that a lot of guys he's fought with, you know, he's hit them and they've fallen over. That's not going to be the same, you know, this time against you.
That's the narrative, that he's hit them and they've fallen over. He's knocked people down. Most people that he fights get stopped on their feet. Most people do. They get knocked down in the ref, but they're never out cold. And I think that's what people forget because of the size of him and stuff like that. Like, even go back to the McCarthy fight. McCarthy got stopped on his feet. He knocked him down. He got up, but he was missing at the end when the ref jumped in, to be honest. And look, the fight should have been stopped. McCarthy wasn't in a place because he could have got caught. But that's what people don't realise, and they're the little nuances which I realise, and I take note of. That just because there's a stoppage on the record, it doesn't mean that you're a massive puncher. You know, and he just overwhelms people. Might buzz them once and then overwhelms them. But most of the time he's not even landing. But just because he's been, the media and everyone's bought into this massive puncher, the ref might be affected by that. So yeah, it's important that both sides and what is actually happening is noted, because even Brejon could have continued. He got the fight on 2 weeks' notice. He's a guy I boxed 3 years ago. And he turned up to get beat, you know what I mean? So he's probably happy his corner threw in the towel, and that was that. So he's not flattening anyone.
You mentioned in there earlier about him contradicting himself. I haven't got a chance to speak to you about it, but there was a tweet that you put out from an interview. I think it was a joint interview, and you sort of saying, you know, we've got nowhere to run now, we've cornered him, and you mentioned in 2022 about him declining you accepted to fight him twice, which obviously means he might have declined it twice. Do you feel like he has avoiding you, he's had to fight you, I guess?
Yeah, and it's all had to be on what he sees as his terms, in terms of at Selhurst Park and all this. You know, he's trying to make it like it's destiny, but if you're that's what he's relying on. I think he's relying on that it's destiny, and he just hopes that it's destiny. But look, yeah, I've agreed to fight him two or three times now. I also heard that he didn't want to fight me in Bournemouth and all these sorts of things and whatever. So look, all that matters now is I deal with him as my mandatory challenger on June 15th.
And obviously his fight is obviously at Selhurst Park. You being the champion and you having success at Bournemouth, selling out crowds, selling out the stadium, is there a part of you that feels disrespected that you have to go to the Challengers playground again?
No, we tried to get it at Bournemouth. The club, I spoke to the chief exec myself, and he said, look, we just can't do it because of the pitch. I said, that's fine. I got asked to speak to them, see if I could have any impact. Didn't really think I would. So I called them and just got clarification basically on why they can't do it, which is fine. That time of year is not good for the pitch, etc. They've got to sort that out. But it gives me more motivation going into someone else's backyard and ticking off another football stadium.
I was going to say, like, the motivation for yourself must be bigger than ever now to almost silence an away crowd. You know, you talk about an away day. I'm sure you wouldn't have ideally liked it at Selhurst Park. You probably wouldn't have somewhere like America, but still the same feeling.
Yeah, no, a big domestic fight at a football stadium. How can a lad like me who loves football and has done Vitality not get excited about that? That's what dreams are made of.
And obviously Bournemouth done the double over Crystal Palace this season, so same again on June 15th.
3-0 is what it will be on June 15th.
Top man Chris, thank you for your time, appreciate it.